Hi, boys and girls. Mr. Hescox coming back to you with the next section in your life science. We're going to talk about the metric system today, the scientific measure, and then our warm-up question was, what skill is used to group things? If you would go back into that, grouping things is classification or classifying. You will have some homework tonight in the Google Classroom. Make sure you go back on your own and click on these videos and watch them. They are put there for your benefit. Let's talk about the metric system. The metric system is an international system of measurement. The English system that we use today has plenty of problems. In fact, even in England, they don't use the metric system. In the English system, we use yards. The measurement of a yard used to be the distance from the thumb of the queen to her nose. Well, guess what? We changed queens and kings. Every time a queen or king changed, the yard changed. The meter, on the other hand, was actually derived from the distance from the North Pole to the equator and then broken into increments. In France, there is a platinum meter that is actually held in the same temperature all the time so that the meter never changes. The basic unit of length is the meter. So if I wanted to measure a Canadian football field where they use meters, it's actually a little bit longer than our American football fields. The gram is the basic unit of mass. This is how much stuff is in an object. Gold has a lot of mass for as much space as it takes up. It takes up 19.3 grams per milliliter. Very, very dense. Milliliter is actually a measure of the liter, which is a measure of volume. You're probably familiar with buying liters of soda, 1 liter, 2 liter, 3 liter for the big weekend coming up. And Celsius is the basic unit of temperature. Here are some basic prefixes that I need you to know. Every prefix in the metric system is a unit of 10. That unit of 10 is either multiplying by 10 or dividing by 10. Kilo means taking the base number times 1,000. Centi is the base number divided by 100, and milli is the base number divided by 1,000. Those are by far the most important ones to remember because they're the most common. Here are some important numbers to remember before I go into where we derive some of these things. So we have 1,000 millimeters in a meter. There are 100 centimeters in a meter. 1,000 grams equals 1 kilogram because kilo means 1,000 times gram. 1 liter is 1,000 milliliters. So it's 1 milliliter is 1,000 times smaller than a liter. The freezing point of water is really easy in the metric system. It is 0. The boiling point of water is 100. 1 milliliter is equal to 1 cubic centimeter. If you guys have motorcycles, you probably have heard of cc's. If you take a meter stick and you break it into 10 equal parts, bear with me, I'm not a very good drawer, you have a decimeter. 1 centimeter, one little tiny 1 centimeter of that. So if I take a cube, that is 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter. This is 1 centimeter cubed, or 1 milliliter. Inside this cube, it will hold 1,000 milliliters, or 1 liter. if I fill up this 1,000 milliliters with water, it will have a mass of 1 kilogram. So not only is 1 cubic centimeter 1 milliliter, but it also has a mass, if it's with water, of 1 gram. Let's check to see what you remember. So each one of these has a specific set of metric units that I would expect to see you measure this in. Let's go through and take a second and write them down, and then we will come back and discuss. All right, so we have a pencil. Your pencil is a small unit. Now, if you were taking the mass, you might do grams. If you were taking the length, I would use centimeters. So for your football field, we're talking about length. And that should be meters. Your glass of juice will be a volume, and that should be in liters. Those are actually mass, and these are actually used in some types of scales. These would be in grams or kilograms. And if you were taking your personal mass as a human, we would use kilograms.